also friends who are progressive, and they're amplifying the propaganda of the other side. And what should I do about that? And what should a Jew do to try to either fight back against it or convince them, or what's the right thing to do about that? And why is this happening?
Why is it happening? I think people feel very insecure. Is that a pretty true statement? Even the most successful people, they feel insecure because they're not sure they're right in their own lives, because we're not sure what's right. So in that insecurity and in that anxiety, it's so convenient to find a whipping boy to say they're causing all the problems. And it doesn't matter whether it's true or not, they don't care. They just need someone to blame their emptiness or their meaninglessness. So if you want to think about it, like, give them a little bit of credit. All those people marching everywhere in the world, day after day after day, that is so generous of them, isn't it? But they don't have their own problems to attend to? Why are they spending all this time? Why are they so concerned with someone they don't even know, they only heard about from a distance, and yet they're out there defending them, protecting them? It's really amazing. You just got the wrong party. They picked on the wrong one. So it shows that there's a desperation there, and that their own lives, which they should be attending to, is not so interesting, and they'd rather ignore their own life and focus on somebody else. The media, of course, provides a perfect outlet for that, and stokes the flames and so on. But what you should do with your own family is to simply ask them when they say, Israel is wrong, are you sure? Are you absolutely sure? Can you be mistaken? And if they say no, say, wow, that's like a religion.
It is.
It is. It's a fanaticism. No, cannot be wrong. I'm absolutely right. What, did you speak to God? So just to put a little bit of a room for doubt. Like, who's right, Russia or Ukraine? Who knows? There are two sides. I guess they're probably both wrong, no? Isn't that how it works? Is Israel wrong? Of course Israel's making mistakes. I mean, the very fact that this war has been going on for 70 years, they're doing something wrong. Does that mean they deserve to be wiped out? I don't think so. But what you learn in Bossi Lagani, you can't fight extremism with politeness. It doesn't match. So when the evil is extreme, the good has to be extreme. And extreme means beyond the letter of the law. Does that sound familiar? Beyond the letter of the law? That's Chassidus. The whole idea of Chassidus is go beyond the letter of the law. So if the Jewish message to the world was an extreme holiness, it would wipe out the evil. But when we keep doing polite things, Like, hey, we have a right to defend ourselves. That's pathetic. And it's not even correct. You don't have a right to protect yourself. You have an obligation. So and that argument hasn't changed anything in 70 years in the Middle East. And the argument, we are the only democracy in the Middle East. Will you stop saying that? You aggravate everybody. They don't want a democracy in the Middle East. That's the whole problem. So you're not even talking to your enemy, you're talking to America. Hey, we're the only democracy. Yeah, but that's not what they're complaining about. So we really haven't responded to the primary argument of the Islamic world. The primary argument of the Islamic world is we are descendants of Ishmael. He is the older son of Abraham. Abraham was given the land as an inheritance. We inherit the land. And now there is nothing you can say. We'll beat you up. You can beat us up, but we inherit the land. You can kill me, but I'm the heir. And if you're going to tell me you'll give me parts of it, you're going to give me? It's my land by inheritance. So I really don't have to do anything to make it mine. I just got to get you out. So why, no one ever asks them, what gives you the right to the land? Do you ever hear them arguing? It's our land? Because? No, there's no because. It's our land, you got to go. And we keep saying, yeah, but we've been here for a long time. We were here, we davened, and that doesn't answer the question. The question is, Israel can belong only to the person who inherits it. Isn't that true? The Romans tried to conquer it, didn't work. The Greeks tried to conquer it, it didn't work. The Babylonians tried to conquer it, didn't. You can't own that land by conquest. It is an inherited land. That's it. Now the only question is, who inherits? They believe that they inherit. And we say, yeah, but we're a democracy. So you're not listening. So what is the answer? We are biological descendants of Avraham. We say it in the davening every single time. God of our fathers, God of Avraham, God of Yitzchak, God of Yaakov. Those are our fathers, even if we're not circumcised. We are biological descendants, even if we're not ideological descendants. So even if all Jews worshipped idols, we still inherit the land. So that explains why we haven't gotten anywhere with our arguments in 70 years, because we're not addressing the issue. It also explains why they don't consider any Israeli a civilian. Because if you are a biological descendant, you are a threat. And what makes you a threat? The fact that you were born. So even a baby is a threat. I mean, hypothetically, if there was one Jew left in the world, one, and he's a month old, the whole land is his. He inherits the whole thing. So they can't tolerate a baby. Everything else is just red tape, red herring. That's the issue. And that's why when you ask them, what do you think of the Jews? Their ideology is, those are not real Jews. Those are Europeans who came here pretending to be Jews. Because if they were real Jews, then it's all over. So what do we need to do? We need to tell the world over and over in no uncertain terms, we are descendants, you are disciples. You don't inherit a teacher, you inherit a parent. So the land is ours, and that's why we can't give it away. Because it belongs to our grandchildren who are not yet born. And that's why offering to give them a land is an insult to them. You're going to give us our land? So they're not saying free Palestine. That's America. Americans are saying free Palestine. They're just saying kill Jews. Because the land is already theirs. They got no problem with that. Question is only how to get the Jews out. So it clarifies the whole issue. And it's also true that of all the arguments we've ever made, we've never used this one. And that's a puzzle. Why? We're still in Golos, and we have a terrible time saying, we are the chosen people. We're so allergic to that. So I gotta tell you, I'm sitting in the airport years ago. This guy comes over and launches into a little sermon. He's a missionary. And he says, every word in the Bible is true. It's the word of God. And you can't disprove it and you can't argue it. Every word in the Bible is true. Then he says, so what is your relationship with the Bible? So I said, my relationship? I'm a Kohen, so Aaron is my grandfather. Which means that Moshe is my uncle. And Miriam is my aunt. So when I read about Moshe, I'm talking, oh, Uncle Moshe? Not Uncle Moshe, Uncle Moshe. And Grandpa Aaron. Anyway, he got so flustered that he just mumbled something and walked away. So now, you have to wonder, he just finished assuring me that every word in the Bible is true. So I tell him, yeah. He's my grandfather. Freaked him out. Why? Don't you believe every word in the Bible is true? Well, Aaron had some kids. And I'm a descendant. Why are you freaking out? They don't mean biologically true. They mean spiritually, religiously true. That the Bible is true is a belief, not a fact. And I say, no, it's a fact. Freaked them out. Why don't we say this to the world in the United Nations? Get up and say, I feel very bad for the Palestinians and for all the other Arabs who think they are descendants and therefore they inherit the land. They're not descendants. Show me one Arab who can trace his lineage back to Ishmael. That's number one. Number two, the Bible that is true, says Ishmael will not inherit with my son Yitzchak. Case closed. That was Avraham. It was his land. And he said, Yishmael will not inherit with my son Yitzchak. Actually, his wife said it. That's even stronger. His wife said it. Sarah said, throw them out because he thinks he's going to inherit. He's not going to inherit. And Avraham hesitated. I mean, Ishmael was his firstborn. So God said to Avraham, listen to Sarah and do what she says. Yishmael, he'll be a big nation, he'll have many kings, but he is not inheriting the land. What else do you need? You think they'll buy it?
I want me to know.
Of course they're going to buy it. They're religious. If God said, well then, but think about this for a minute. Imagine Netanyahu gets up at the UN and says, people, I'd love to give you some of the land, I'd love to give you all the land. I can't. It's an inheritance. We are the inheritors. So I would have to take a census among all Jews in the world. Are we all in agreement that we should give the land away? Of course, somebody's going to say no, and that's it. Can't do it. If everyone alive today says, yeah, give it away, what about the children who aren't born yet? It's theirs. So no, we cannot give it away even if we wanted to. And therefore, it's our land, please leave. Will the world change if you do that? Will it have any effect at all? Or will they throw tomatoes at him? Most people are a little cynical, and most people will say, it's not going to convince anybody. This is our problem. The bottom line problem is, do you believe in the truth or don't you? If it's true, does that matter? Yeah, but nobody's going to believe it. All right, so you're saying truth is ineffective, truth is unconvincing, truth is not a powerful motivator, and therefore we have to keep playing the falsehood game. That's not good news. What happened to the power of truth? Why are we so sold on the falsehoods that we don't even believe that the truth has any value or any power? That's too far gone. It's another story that there was a campus, I forget which one it was, where there was a very vile protest, pro-Hamas. By the way, you notice that they used to call it pro-Palestinian in the media. Now they call it pro-Hamas. We are so blinded by the falsehood, we have forgotten that truth is the most powerful tool. When you talk truth, people respect you at least. So yeah, it would make a world of difference. Stop playing their game. we're careful, we don't hurt civilians, we're trying to stop it. Tell the truth. Act like the chosen people and the world will be in awe. And the Muslims, the most religious, will take down the mosque so that we can build the third temple.
Amen.